Hello, hello. My name is Esther. I also go by Bunny, and welcome to my second video. Today, I will be talking to you about the very first handful of crochet projects I've made as an absolute beginner and showing you those, and then we will get right into talking about my crochet goals for 2024. To give you some background on me as a crocheter, I started crocheting on December 11th of this year, and I last crocheted on December 27th. So I've pretty much only been at it for about a 2-week window. And so I am an absolute beginner. So I don't have too many projects to show you yet. I have 4 finished projects and 2 works in progress to show you. And then we will just go right into talking about my crochet goals for 2024. So my first project that I started also ended up being my first work in progress, and that is this tote bag. I am excited to finish this, but also not at the same time. And that is because I have to completely frog the sides and start over. And that is because I was doing great, okay? I was following this super in-depth, like easy to follow tutorial that I will link below along with the other tutorials I'm going to mention. And I wasn't messing up once. Like I kept counting the stitches and they were perfect, which was an anomaly for me because I've tried crocheting in the past here and there, like ever since high school. I'm 26 for reference. And I had never gotten past like single crocheting rectangles. Like I never kept at it enough to do anything with it. And I also had a history of like skipping stitches and messing up and everything. And so when this was going so well, I was absolutely elated. But then I set it aside for like a day, day and a half. And then something just went awry because so you see like all of these perfect uniform stitches, and then there's this row of like they're like crossed together and then they look normal again, and I have no idea what I did. I couldn't tell you if my life depended on it. But all I know is that in order to just do it over and make sure that I do it correctly, I'm just going to frog it all to the bottom and start over. So this will be cute once it's done, but it's not. So for now, it lives in crochet limbo. My second project that I started is the first one that I finished, and that is this Kindle cover with little pink strawberries. Um, I love this little thing. I think it's so cute. I hated it when I first finished it, but that is just because I was working with cotton yarn for the first time on the strawberries. I didn't like it. I was following a really confusing video tutorial and I didn't like it. And then I couldn't find any that I liked because I can already hear it like, oh, read written patterns. Girl, I know, but I have very bad ADHD. And so for me, it's much more easy to follow along and be engaged with like a very clear video tutorial. So as an absolute beginner, that's what I'm sticking with. And so I was just kind of annoyed that I couldn't find one that was like easy to follow. But I got it done. And I didn't like also how big they were because I didn't have enough knowledge about yarn size. I was like, oh, this cotton yarn is kind of smaller than the acrylic and it's cotton. Maybe it'll be smaller. I don't know. I didn't buy it for these strawberries, but I figured it would work for the strawberries. And, you know, it worked, but just not what I wanted. So this project was not what I envisioned. But, you know, the next day I took a nap, and when I woke up, I liked it. So sometimes all you need is a good little nap. But yeah, I think it's super cute. I didn't follow a tutorial for anything but the strawberries, and so that is why it's a little wonky. Clearly I didn't crochet enough because I was lining it up wrong. The flap was originally going to be longer, and then it ended up being super short. Um, I just single crocheted along both of the edges of the flap so then I could single crochet the flap together and like see the stitches easily. So that's why it's just kind of got this little pokey ridge on the outside. But I don't really care about those elements. Like I was doing it knowing it wasn't going to be perfect because I know that I will learn the proper techniques and I can always just make a new Kindle cover. So like it's not that deep. So I like it nonetheless. It does its job and it keeps my Kindle nice and cozy. And I also just love that I chose this green yarn for it because I think it matches my Kindle super well because I actually have the agave green Kindle. And so I think it just goes so well. It looks better in person because they are like different shades of green, obviously, but in person I think they just go together like super well. My third project that I started is my second project finish, and it is this crossbody bag. I love this thing. It was my first foray into tapestry crochet, and I actually love doing it, but it was super complicated. So I just chose a random pixel picture off of Pinterest and decided to use that. And so then on my phone, I counted each of the pixel boxes to make sure I had the correct number of like green and pink in the right order. And then I translated that to paper so I could read it all left to right. And then I put that all into Canva to make easy to read pages for each row so I would not get confused cuz I wanted to do this right. So, it was a long process, but she's cute. You can generally tell she's a butterfly, and so it's a win for me. I followed Mahum's tutorial on tapestry crochet, and it was the video where she also shows you how to turn it into like a laptop sleeve. And so I followed that method of joining it together where you turn it inside out and you slip stitch it. And I like how it looks kind of like a real bag, but I don't like having the little ridge on the inside of my project. And so I'm going to have to find a different way to join it together, but I haven't done any research into like how to join crochet pieces yet, so I'll figure something out for my own personal projects. So this was supposed to be a phone pouch originally, but it ended up too big because of the design that I chose. And so I also had her phone pouch tutorial open, the one with the photo card holder. And I just used that tutorial to figure out how to attach the strap on here. And I did it very bad. I'm going to be so real with you. Like it looks like they're like coming on. I don't know. I just didn't do it well. And this strap is like on the edge and then this strap is like it's got like a stitch over. Don't know how I managed that one, but it's going to be a trend as you see with the next project. But despite the flaw of the strap, I think this is super cute. I just want to make it like a little bag to go with outfits, like not like super functional or anything, of course, because it's not lined or anything either. But I love it and I think it turned out super cute. I love the green and pink together. Green and pink is one of my favorite color combinations. And so, as you can tell by the Kindle cover too, I guess. So this one is really nice. I really like this one. My fourth project started and my third project finished is this crossbody phone pouch. So as you can tell, I use Mahum's phone pouch tutorial from the beginning for this one. So that is what I did. And then I also think I did better attaching the straps this time because I kind of winged it. I also kind of worked into like surrounding stitches to try and reinforce it a little bit more. And they do look much more attached to the bag than they did before. But I did the same thing with the crooked straps. Like this one is by the edge. This one is like a stitch over. Like, I don't know how I keep doing this. It just doesn't it doesn't look good at all. But I keep that side on my body when I wear it because I do wear this a lot. And no one, everyone's none the wiser, so it's okay with me. I love the speckled yarn. I did it to match the tote bag when I eventually finished it because it's very basic, but it still has some visual interest. And I actually just adore how the speckled yarn looks on the straps. I think those pops of color are super cute. So I really like this one as well. My fifth project started is actually going to be my second work in progress now. And it is a strap. No, it's going to be a beanie. I'm following Eco June's tutorial that she did on like 5 different beanie types, that like incredible beanie tutorial. I'm just following the first one. And it's super simple, but I'm working with a different yarn this time than I usually do. So I pretty much only have access to very basic yarns. And so I only use like Red Heart Super Saver, and this is not. So this is softer and it's smaller. And I don't know if that's the reason why, but I can't really figure out my tension with this yarn. And so it looks bad. And this is the second attempt because I frogged my first attempt and I still can't figure it out. But before, oh my god, there were so many holes. It looked tragic. Yeah, and so I hate like the loose look of some of this. And I want to restart again, but I think I'm just going to keep going and keep oh, sorry, I kicked my tripod. I'm just going to keep going and keep crocheting so that way I can practice my tension and get better. And then once I have like a consistent tension, I'm just going to frog it all and start over because I want this beanie to look cute. It has so much potential because these are such cute colors. And so I don't know. I want it to turn out good, but I also just don't want to work on it right now. So it's still a work in progress. My sixth started project is my fourth and final finished project. And I think it's definitely my favorite. I know it's definitely my favorite. And it is these bunny ear headphones, little flappy bunny ears. I love this. So I had seen people make like really cute bear ear headphones and everything, and I wanted bunny ears, and so I tried finding like tutorials for it. Didn't really find anything. I found one tutorial for how to attach like bunny ears to headphones, and so I kind of stole that concept for what I did, which is attaching it with the crochet ribbons. But I didn't want the ear shape that she used, and so I found a different tutorial for like a bunny ear headband, and I used the ear shape from that. And then I did this. My only regret is I wish they were bigger. And I saw that while I was crocheting, but then I was worried that if they were bigger, they would be much wider than like my actual headphones. And I didn't know how I would attach it then because I wanted them to be like together and droopy. Um, so this is like the first draft. I definitely want to redo this and do like an actual just a strap that I put around the headband with like buttons or something. I don't know cuz all I did was just single crochet around the headband, which took like almost 50 minutes, I think it was. Took me a while. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think it's super cute. My only regret is just that I don't think the bunny ears translate as well as I want, like mostly when I'm wearing them, because I think they do look like cute little bunny ears here. But when I'm wearing them, maybe it has to do with them being away from my head and everything too. It doesn't translate super well. And so I want to experiment with crocheting with wire because I'm sure that's something you could do. If you can crochet over phone cords and stuff, I'm assuming you can crochet over wire. And I would love to make like stiff bunny ears. Um, and then I could have the knockoff version of the Razer headphones that I want that have the detachable bunny ears. But yeah, so I want to experiment with doing something like that so I can have stiff bunny ears because I think that would be even cuter. So those were all of my beginner crochet projects. And now we can get into talking about my crochet goals for 2024. So this was actually inspired by someone named Marissa who made a video of everything that she made in 2023 and then crochet goal setting for 2024, which I thought was so cool. And as someone who loves goal setting, which as you can see from the first video I made, I absolutely had to do it too. And so I will link her video down below because I'm so appreciative of her for giving me the idea to specifically set like crochet goals. I thought that was so cool. My first goal I've actually accomplished if you're watching this, and that's to make crochet content. I am absolutely obsessed with crochet YouTube, and so I'm so excited to like become a part of it in now and in the future. And I just really wanted to document my progress from like absolute beginner to where I can go like in a year from now, in 2 years from now. Like, I think it will be so cool to document my progress. And I really hope that you follow me along on the journey, especially if you're a beginner too, then we can grow together and it will be super fun. My second goal is to master the basics. My third goal is kind of a simple and silly one, but it's just to learn cool stitches. I just want to expand my knowledge past the basic stitches so I can just add a lot more visual interest to future projects of mine. My fourth goal is a huge one for me, and that is to start making wearables. I absolutely love watching the girls on here like design and create their own clothes. It is so aspirational to me. And so that is why I want to master the basics and like keep on learning about crochet so that way I can apply that knowledge into making my own designs and everything. I think that would be so cool. My fifth and final goal is related to that one, and it's to bring my designs to life. So even though I'm a baby crocheter, I have big dreams for what I can accomplish. And so I'm already like designing clothes on Procreate and everything, and I cannot wait to make them. It's actually so exciting, like designing something and being like, huh, I don't really know how I would execute that element yet, but I'm like super excited to learn about it. Like, I don't know, it just ignites such like a fire and a passion in me to like to get better and to learn and improve so I can like actually start putting what's in here like out into onto the hook in the yarn. Like, I'm so excited about it. So those were my 5 crochet goals for 2024. If you have your own crochet goals for 2024 or your own just different artsy goals or personal goals, whatever they are, I would love to hear about them in the comments below. I just absolutely would love to hear from people. And I just have big hopes of being able to make even cuter things for you guys next time. And I really hope that you come along with me on my journey from absolute beginner to whatever I'll be by the end of the year. And you can subscribe if that interests you. And whether you're going to be here next time or not, I just really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have an excellent day. I will see you and goodbye.